everyone. Welcome to Wise Words with WiCS, episode 1, Get to Know WiCS. So, this is our new podcast. It's a new initiative we're starting here where we bring you guys bite-sized career, leadership, research, internship, etc. based content with the goal or intent of making more information readily available for you guys. Typically, we only talk about career stuff or professional stuff or experiences in either career-based events or events where we talk about research and stuff like that. So, the initiative or the goal here is to bring this more on demand for you guys. So there's more stuff out here for you guys to take away from. So this will be our first episode where we talk more about who we are as a board and introduce ourselves to you guys. So to get started, I am Arushi Hilial. I'm president of WiCS. I'm a senior this year. I am a computer science major with a concentration in cybersecurity, and we will all introduce ourselves just like that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Grishma Shrestha, and I'm a junior pursuing a dual degree. So my first degree is in computer science with a concentration in software engineering, and my second degree is in math with a second discipline in computer science. I'm also your guys' vice president.
Hi guys, I'm Hope McMillan. I am now officially a junior. I'm a computer science major with a concentration in data science and analytics, and I am the current treasurer.
Hi guys, my name is Kim Nguyen. I'm currently a junior. I majoring in computer science and I have a concentration in cybersecurity. I'm currently y'all's #1 secretary.
Hello, my name is Yamin, and then I am also a senior. And then my concentration, I'm a computer science with concentration in software engineering, and then I am the webmaster.
Hi guys, my name is Jenna Mansour. I am the graphic designer. I'm a sophomore in computer science with a concentration in cybersecurity.
Hi everyone, I'm Lillian. I'm a junior and I'm a computer science major with a concentration in cybersecurity, and my position is a fundraising chair.
Awesome. So now that you have gotten to know us a little bit and we've introduced ourselves, we will be talking a lot about e-board experiences, what it's like being on the board, what are our thoughts, what we like about it, what we dislike about it, etc. in this first episode. So going ahead and getting started with the first question, what motivated all of you to join the e-board and what has your journey been like so far?
I'll kind of start this one off. So I know that a lot of our members and also our e-board obviously kind of know that this is my second year on WiCS e-board. So I'm vice president now, but before I was outreach chair. And for both times that I was on board, I kind of wanted to help really focus on reviving WiCS. So I really wanted to make sure that this, once again, is a really safe space for women to not only learn, but also to kind of like meet others, since there are not that many women in computer science on campus. And also by kind of reviving the club, it would, increase how big WiCS is on campus. And that can kind of, in the future help us gain more sponsorships to, have even larger events so that, it be like a positive feedback loop to where, we gain more and also be able to give more. And so far, this journey has been incredible. So I've learned a lot about like my leadership, teamwork, and also how to organize really impactful events.
Yeah, I'll kind of pick up off of Grishma right there. I was also a previous board member and I came back again. I also joined WiCS my freshman year. I had a lot of fun with who the e-board was at that point in time, and I kind of realized I want to do the same thing for others as I grow and I write my own journey and I gain experience myself. So I want to be able to give that back to the new freshmen, sophomores, and juniors that come after me. So that was a really big part of it, as well as WiCS was affected by the pandemic, as were many other clubs. So reviving it, like Grishma said, was also a really big goal of mine to see a bigger community for all of us. And what the journey has been like so far, I mentioned I'm back for my second year. So I was fundraising chair last year. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I've had a lot of fun with this current board as well as their president. So I hope they can keep going forward too.
Yeah, kind of like Arushi, I also joined freshman year, and I remember having trouble building my resume, updating my LinkedIn, and I had talked with one of the WiCS members back in those years, and she helped me out with all of these things that I was new to. And I just wanted to join the e-board because it was something that was very helpful to me at the time, and I wanted to be able to do that and help others that were also going through the same things that I was. My journey so far has been very rewarding. I've gotten to meet many new WICS members and just getting to share your experiences with other people that are going through the same things has been very rewarding amongst like all of these experiences.
Yeah. I think I'm a little bit different in saying that I did not originally start as a computer science major. I was originally a business major and I switched over midway through my freshman year. And I mean, anyone knows that's super, super daunting is like making friends your freshman year, like first semester, and then, changing everything. And so I joined WiCS my freshman year, like again, mid-year. And I just saw a club that like had so much potential, especially because of how huge they were pre-pandemic. And just because, like everyone has said, a lot of the clubs have struggled post-pandemic with like club membership and, engagement and just hosting really fun events. And so this is also my second year. I was originally the social media chair last year. And I know that whenever I originally signed up for the e-board last year, I just saw a really huge potential in social media growth with the club. Because, I mean, as anyone knows, in the modern age, technology and social media means a lot. So, yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
I'm similar to Hope.
No, there you go.
Sorry. Okay.
No worries.
So I'm similar to Hope, where I switched from bio to CS, and then I first joined the Wixer to try to meet new people, and this is where I met like Arashi and then people on the board that really helped me with my academic journey. And then also, they also were providing a lot of personal support. So I wish to join the board so that I could provide the same environment for our members. And then so far, the journey has been incredible. I get to meet all these beautiful ladies, and then I wish that I can help this club to grow larger.
Yeah, I was inspired to join by my brother actually. He was a computer science student and like he graduated 2023. And so I was relatively new to computer science and I was a little scared. So when I joined WICS, I saw such like a nice environment. I feel like it's really important to have other people who are in the same position as you so that you can know that you're not behind or like everybody has a certain like path they need to go through before they can develop. And I found that everybody in the Wix club and the board is just really amazing people and they really inspire me. And it just makes me want to be more like them and also help them as they're helping me.
Yeah, I completely agree. So I think my freshman year, I wasn't really involved in many clubs, and I had a lot of guy friends in CS. I think starting sophomore year, I was actually secretary of GDSC, and I was invited to kind of like pitcher club, I guess, at a Wix mixer. And there I met a lot of people in Wix that made me realize that I wanted to be a part of this community that actually kind of like understood each other. So because I was secretary in GDSC, I also wanted to be a part of the e-board for Wix the following year to kind of translate my skills from that position over to helping also cultivate an environment for women to feel comfortable and kind of make friends in Wix.
Awesome. So let's move on to our second question. What specific responsibilities do you handle in your position? I think I can start here. So as president, a lot of my role has to do with communication outwards to our corporate sponsors, whether that is trying to gain sponsorships, whether that is trying to talk some of our associated companies into coming and doing events with us, whether that's pitching a new project to them or a new initiative that we're doing, whether that's updating our CSB. In addition to that, a lot of my role has to do with organizing what we do. So if we're making an event or we're running an event, ensuring that everything is getting done on time, ensuring that everything is assigned to a specific person, ensuring that we create a committee for the task or that we discuss it well in depth and we create some meeting notes. Another part of my role is when we finish doing an event or doing something, coming back and revisiting what was done and how we did it, and is there a better way we can do it, and how we can improve. We kind of all mentioned that I wouldn't want to say we're reviving the club at this point since we've kind of done that in the previous years, but we want to make more established processes. So a really big part of my role is trying to figure out what those best practices would be for our club, so that moving forward, when we have our new roster of officers, new board come back, they have some sort of preset plan. They don't have to figure things out from scratch. And that's something that I don't do myself alone. I do it with my board, but that's a large part of my responsibilities.
Next, so as vice president, one of the biggest tasks that I have is kind of, booking all the rooms and making sure that, part of our event planning is we have like, the set details of like, oh, what are we going to do? What time are we going to do it? I also kind of manage the membership a lot. So making sure like all the sign in, all the graduation, like store requirements are kind of met. Also like our Tiger Link, are managing the Discord part of that too. Kind of similar to Rishi. So I also kind of help manage like the meeting minutes and all the planning docs. So she kind of mentioned, making sure that we have like a set procedure of like, oh, tasks of things to do. So, that comes with like planning large events such as like our lead code or hackathon. So just making sure we have like that full details of what we have to do. So not only can it help us, but also, help all the boards that come after us. And part of that, I'm also kind of helping with our corporate sponsorship booklet, and also really making sure that, we have like a good connection with like not only just the faculty, but also our corporate sponsors outside as well.
Yeah, so I'll take the next one, I guess. So as treasurer, uh pretty in the name, I deal with a lot of the money with it comes to WiCS and how it comes through, how we spend it. I make sure to maintain, our accounts, whether that's our personal or our sponsorship accounts. A lot of it's, is this the right decision on purchasing this for this event, or should we possibly allocate this money towards, our merch, making sure our membership dues are, allocated in a correct space and, enough of the money goes towards membership only events, which we love to host. And then also making sure that enough of that money is filtered into our yearly club t-shirts. And then also stuff like getting with our department heads and our club organizers with funding things such as our hackathon, like huge events that need, a lot of back work to do. Uh, I go and, get with the departments, get with the, student government funds, and make sure that we have enough funds to, hold all the really fun and educational and, professional events that we love to host. So yeah.
So as secretary, I'm basically in charge of being in charge of communicating with our members. So if there's any announcements that we have that needs to go to like specific members about like joining TigerLink, about paying fees and whatnot, after communicating with the officers, I'm the one that emails specific members that information. I also work on the weekly newsletters where I work with Jenna to basically I take her graphic designs and I create a newsletter to send out weekly to all of our club members, basically advertising all of the events and fundraisers or just basically anything important that WiCS has going on. So yeah.
Yeah, as graphic designer, oh sorry. As graphic designer, I'm responsible for creating the graphics for different events, maybe workshops, social events, or other types of events. Yeah. Just all types of events. I'm responsible for making those graphics. Just social media posts, for like holidays or like computer science day or stuff like that. And yeah, just trying to make everything look aesthetically pleasing and fitting our color scheme. And working on our club shirt designs, our hackathon shirt designs, just a bunch of design stuff.
Right. And as webmaster, it's pretty simple. Just develop the website. That's like the major task. And then other than maintaining the website and stuff, just help the members with some of the planning events and then or doing some tasks while getting the events together. That's about it.
Yeah, and as fundraising chair, I'm part of the treasurer's cabinet. So I had a big like contributing role in doing the corporate sponsorship booklet to send that out to sponsors that would like to contribute to the club. And just think of like events that will help raise money for the club. We had some restaurant takeovers with Panda Express last semester, and we're gonna have a Chipotle fundraising event soon, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, just thinking of ways to bring money to the club.
So there's a lot of things that we do, and there's a lot of kind of unspoken things that we all do as well that we kind of pick up just as a board. So and those are kind of the main responsibilities of each position. Moving on to our next question. What is the most rewarding part of being on the e-board?
Oh gosh. Okay, wait, I'll take this one first because I really, really enjoy whenever things come together because like obviously there's so many cogs that make a machine churn and each of our positions make a different cog churn and ultimately like it is like a work in progress sometimes because obviously like bigger events such as like our hackathon or planning on going to a conference this semester, those require a lot of manual labor and work to like work together. But as soon as it starts actually churning together and it actually starts working, it is so rewarding to see. Um, like last year with our last year's hackathon and then like getting our cogs turned on the conference that we're going to, all of our mixers that we've done, all of our professional development nights, all of that has been so fun to see like actually come together.
Oh, kind
Yeah.
of adding on to that as well. So a big part of like what I kind of do is because we can kind of see the impact that we have. So, part of what we do is we kind of Wix host like workshops. So like we had the C workshop with Golden recently, and invited a lot of members that we've been seeing all over campus. And, this is a chance that we would actually be able to like help them kind of see like how they were doing. And so we got to kind of see like really be able to watch our members grow academically, professionally, and personally. And it's like so fulfilling and kind of knowing that they're kind of coming back to a lot of our events really shows like how much relationships that we've really built with them and create that positive community here on Wix.
Yeah, for sure. Adding on to that, just seeing how people enjoy helping each other, even with the smallest things. Sometimes you just need someone to tell you that everything will be fine, that you don't have to have everything fixed in your head, and that there are many things that as time goes on, you will be figuring out what you want to do with your life overall. Just seeing how we can be a very small, like bring these small contributions into shaping what you think of computer science and what you think of the whole field as a whole is probably my favorite part.
Yeah, I agree. I think kind of broadly to say, the most rewarding part for me is the connections I get to build with like peers or other members on the e-board as well. I think um every time like a Wix member kind of like messages me or comes up to me to ask a question, I'm like, wow, like they actually trust me for my advice. So I think um that's one of the most rewarding parts.
Yeah, I agree with that. I really enjoy like getting to know a bunch of people and just they can help me and I can help them at the same time. It's just really fun, I guess, and also rewarding. But I really enjoy going to our club meetings and just speaking to everyone, organizing these events. It feels like we like have a community, and I feel like it makes you feel very supported in what you're doing and just feels really good.
I agree. I think going to events and seeing the actual impact, like I think most of us have actually been saying, seeing the actual impact of the changes that we're trying to do and all the changes, all of the events that we're hosting, that's a better way to say that. I think the most rewarding like thing specifically that I find or most rewarding part I feel is when I help people on resumes, for example, or when I help someone with something very specific and I read through it and I see maybe something that's like I used to do and now that I know different or now that I've like learned something from maybe someone from like a workshop or from someone who has taught me something, I can kind of pass that down. I can watch them improve. And I think that like seeing that change, the difference in a freshman resume to maybe a junior resume and watching that kind of change and spreading that is probably the most rewarding part of being on the board.
I agree with it. I also, because I've never really had any of a leadership position, so it's really rare for me to participate in some of the planning phases and learn how to actually do these kind of event planning, and then just as everybody said, like connection, some connections with the faculties that I probably would have never had any connection if I'm like not in the board, or just like with the members in general. It's a really rewarding process.
Oh, and to add on a little bit, I think it's like nice whenever you host an event and then you have like members join, and like even outside of the events you go around campus and then they acknowledge you and then you acknowledge them like, hey, I know you, and stuff like that. I think that's like one of my favorite things about being in a club in general.
I think another thing that I really want to add, is that with like being on the board with WiCS specifically, I've gotten to know a lot of the other board members from all other clubs. So all of like the other computer science related clubs, I'm really, really good friends with, you know, some of the board members from SSL, and all of SACE, obviously, you know. Tim and Grishma and just getting to know a lot of other people and like being able to say, oh hey, how do you do these types of things? How does your club do these types of things? And knowing that like another board is not going through the same thing, but they can have advice that can help lead you the right way is really, really rewarding. It's really fun.
I'm kind of going on to that, especially because I'm also the vice president for SACE. Like recently, like we had all of our national conference planning and our hackathon planning that happened in the fall, and I was pretty heavily onto that. So now that we're kind of doing the same thing here for WiCS in the spring, it's like, oh, I get to like use like the knowledge back and forth and really be able to help like both clubs. And also because we're also collaborating with like SSL and ColorStack and all those other clubs, it's like you really get to like learn like every form of like way to kind of do something. So it's like you kind of get like you take on like the most like knowledgeable action based on it.
Yeah, I think the next level, like just past us within our board, making friends here, making friends with our members, I think making friends with people on other boards and when we collaborate with them is like a kind of next level of understanding we all have. Like, oh yeah, we struggle to do that too. We struggle with ORF too. Ah, now we know how to do it. And it kind of just brings like a next sense of friendship. Yeah. Okay. If we have no more comments for this question, let's move on to our last and final question. So, can you share a memorable event or project that you were a part of as a Wix eBoard member? Oh, that was the full question. I asked that like there was more. Can you share a memorable event or project that you were part of as an eBoard member? There we go.
I'd like to maybe go first. I feel like working on the club shirt and hopefully working on hackathon shirt in the future, well, relatively soon. Uh, and the stoles, I feel like it's very exciting. Just thinking about other people wearing and using something that I'm making. So it makes me super excited. And I really want to make something that's actually nice and worth people's money, just so when people look at it, they're like, wow, this is nice. That's something like. But I'm really enjoying just working on this part of my position and I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit and say that my favorite event was the professional development night. That has a lot to do with what I do for my job on campus, and I think it is something that is very important to understand, especially like towards the early stages. And I just loved like moving from the different stations we had starting from LinkedIn to resume reviews to interviews. So just getting to see how like all of these different personalities interact and what they aspire to like for their professional life to look like in the future was a very interesting thing to be a part of for me.
Yeah, I'd like to add on to that. Like professional development night was like a big event where like all of us were kind of hands-on. For me, I feel like our Halloween social was probably one of my favorite ones because once again, we were like really hands-on, very directly involved with all the activities that our members were doing. So I remember we were like playing a lot of card games, playing a lot of Uno, and just like having a lot of fun, especially because the placement of the Halloween social was like right after like the end of our midterms. It was like the perfect way to kind of like de-stress and relax. And it was like a lot of our events, it's like, oh, like we're standing up and then like our members are sitting down, but like we were all like kind of sitting together for this one. So it's a lot easier for like our members to talk to us and things like that. And, like at the end, we had like this really engaging costume contest. So we were able to see like a lot of like really funny and creative costumes too. So that was really fun.
I think I'm going to bring up another event that we haven't talked about yet, our WiCSer. I think, especially coming in from last year, we kind of mentioned like reviving the club where we wanted to see more growth in our club and kind of create more initiative. And I think our WiCSer, which was right at the very beginning, before we even really did too much to grow our base, had so many people come, and it's because we had um, women in computer science, and then we had their friends, and then we had more people that talked to other women in computer science. And I think it was really, really remarkable to sit there and see a full house, completely full. Um, I think I really, really enjoyed that, especially since I was on the board last year and seeing like the difference in the number of people in our events was really, really rewarding. And then also, I guess this is kind of cheating the question, but seeing like how many more people we have this year at all of our events in general has been really, really rewarding. And going through the pictures when we post them later on social media and seeing it's all full, or we have like at least completely full, or like double or triple the amount of people we had last time. I think that's probably one of the most um, memorable pieces of being on the board, like in general. But the Wixer for sure, because that's probably where we had some of the most people come.
Yeah, I also agree. I think the WiCSer was probably my most memorable event, because it was like our first like official event as a whole e-board. I think I remember myself like taking pictures and then looking around and be like, wow, like we're really gonna do this and we're gonna make it work. So as a team. So yeah.
It's just so funny to me that the name Wixer came because of my typo, so that is
Yeah.
I'm very proud of.
Yes, it was never the Wixer until Lillian misspelled it, and we're like, wait, because it's the Wix mixer.
Something.
That works. That's actually really good. So that's like copyrighted now. Not actually, but
The WiCSer
basically.
TM.
Right. And then for me, I think my most memorable one is gonna be the Halloween painting one. That's when we only had it with our members. And then it was like after the midterms only. So it's like a really like distressing event where we can like we were sitting together with like the members and painting pumpkins that Hope had to get it from a four-way place, spending all this time, and then it was really fun. And we had a great movie as well because I never watched that movie. So that was like, oh, I finally get to watch it, spend time with our members. So I really love that one.
I'm gonna cheat a little bit. This is more or less our event that we do, but I really, really enjoyed Tiger Connections. This
Mhm.
past semester, I know that not everyone on our e-board was able to go just because it was like literally in the middle of the school week, like late at night, but it was so fun seeing all like from most of our board interact with a lot of freshmen because I don't not everyone knows this, but Tire Connections is kind of an invited event to all of the College of Engineering freshmen. It's like the second week of school. So all of them are kind of like eager to join clubs, and so it was just really, really fun to like see new faces and see these new freshmen, and also just seeing like I talked to a couple like juniors that had never heard of Wix, and they took an interest into our brochures. And a lot of the freshmen that I talked to at Tire Connections, I see them still at events, and I see them interacting on social media and seeing them interact in our Discord, and and they are like active members, and I can definitely see them interacting in the future and, continue on until possibly their senior year. So it's really, really fun and it's really, really rewarding to see.
I know one thing that we've kind of brought up a lot is the idea of like watching like the amount of like members grow as well. But I feel like there's also like part of going back to the dividing parts, like watching like our club itself and like our e-board grow. Because before we didn't really have so like one of the events that we were doing with collaboration with SSL with like the CTF. So that's not really something that we had before, or like the podcast that we were starting. These are all kind of like new things that we're kind of doing. So it's nice, kind of once again being on board last year versus this year. It's like seeing like the different range of events as well.
Completely agree. I want to like emphasize those two things. I was fighting between saying Tiger Connections or the Wixer because that was so much fun. And we also matched that day. I thought it was so cute. We were like wearing the same blue. We matched for the Wixer too. The cutest thing ever. I just want to say that.
I'm also gonna slightly again cheat again because there's just so many good Wix events to like just say one. It's so hard. Again, I'm gonna cheat a little bit just because this is my second year. Our last year's hackathon was such a good event. It was, again, one of those events where it was like a lot of cogs are having to churn and it's a little rusty, but whenever the event was actually happening, it was so fun to see all these clubs, boards coming together and interacting and making this event possible. Our board growing, in the leadership maturity and being able to host an event such as our hackathon. I mean, it was fantastic. And then also being able to see, a lot of our members and also a lot of like CS majors, what they would come up with over the course of a weekend. It was impressive. Like our first place winner, it was insane. Yeah.
Y'all know about Bonanza. Me and Jenna.
Yeah,
It was
it's
fantastic
true.
and it was insane what y'all came up with in the course of a weekend. And it was so much fun to, grow in leadership and then also see, students grow academically and, firsthand experience with a hackathon. So yeah, I cheated a little bit, but last year's hackathon, and I'm hoping this year gonna be even better, 'cause
It will.
obviously.
And even just going back to basics, like the workshops with Golden, I still enjoy them. Getting to hear him talk, just going over the basics. Um, it's even a learning experience for us as board members. So yeah, there's always something that you can continue learning and like refreshing.
And like building connections too. Like a big part of like both our workshops and our hackathon is, really we get to engage a lot with our professors too. So, there's a big part of like, like once you're in college, there's like one professor with like 200 kids. It's like a lot easier way to, be able to like stand down, kind of work with your professors and kind of see, kind of see what you can do as well.
I'm gonna add an event. It's like the fundraiser thingy. It's because it was right after one of our events, and then we went to get panda with Hope, Arishi, and Kim, and Vivian, and us four were like drenched, and then Hope was the
Oh
only
no,
dry
you
one,
said
and then
me.
that was super funny, and also because we had like a 3 different minute from like walking out of PFT, and you were dry.
Yeah,
We talked about it. We're like, Hope's gonna pull up completely soaked too, and she walks in
yeah.
completely dry. And we're like,
She was like, "What's
What
wrong
the
with
heck?
y'all?"
I know.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
is
was like,
exactly what she
I was
said.
like,
What happened to
y'all
y'all?
get caught in the rainstorm or something?
at least the food was good though. So the food was good, but we're drenched. But it was funny. So there's
It
that
was
too.
great.
Yes, stay tuned for more Panda Express fundraisers.
And more
Yes.
fundraisers in
Yes.
general, yeah.
Yes.
Fundraisers in general. Yes.
I'm gonna add one last memorable event slash project. I think we have made a lot more corporate connections this year, a lot more, and I think it's because we were really, really aggressive about reaching out to companies and talking to people at the career fair, printing out flyers, and like after we're done doing our own personal, please give us a job spiel, we give them the you should support Wix spiel, and then we had our little flyer for all of that, and I think getting the emails where they're like, yeah, here's the money. Do what you gotta do to further Wix's agenda was great. And then getting it for like a second time. And then I don't know, I think getting money in general is amazing for Wix because it's like, wow, we're growing. Yeah. It's a lot. I think it's really, really memorable specifically to start from a club where we didn't really have very much money last year. We were like stretching it super,
Every
super thin, and now
every
to
penny a
where we have,
dime.
yeah, every
Yes.
penny
Oh
and
my
dime.
gosh.
Literally, we were counting on our fingers, and going from that to where now we're still counting on our fingers, but not as much. We're not counting on our fingers because we're broke. We're counting on our fingers because we want to make sure we're using every last cent for something meaningful. And that's probably maybe even more than the Wixer. Like that's like amazing to me to see that like we're like it's a monetary value, like a physical number I can see that shows that we are doing good and we're growing. So that'll be the last thing I add. If anyone else has anything else they want to add. No? Okay. And that concludes our last question for this podcast episode. Um yeah, we will have more podcast episode coming up, whether we do it with corporate or some of our corporate partners, whether we do that with professors, or we have episodes where we talk about research, personal growth, leadership, internships, etc. So please stay tuned for all of the different things we have in store and watch our next episode whenever it comes out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.